Up with KREM begins now.
Well, this morning we are tracking school delays and closures across the region. On a 2-hour delay, we have Oakdale, Odessa, Okanagan, and Omak. And opening at 10 a.m., we have Garfield, Palouse. You can see those scrolling at the bottom of your screen right now. We also have a full list posted to KREM.com and the KREM 2 mobile app. Well, the Gonzaga men's and women's basketball teams are dominating this week. Between the two teams, they have the best combined record in the NCAA with 34 wins and only 2 losses this season.
The men play tonight in the Kennel against Santa Clara at 8 p.m. and the women's play also against Santa Clara, but in Northern California at 7 p.m. What a good night for the Zags.
Absolutely. Great season there. And welcome to Up with KREM. Great to have you with us on our Thursday morning. Another dusting of snow today.
That's right. 1 more inch on the ground from last night into this morning.
It's like we've heard you say this a couple times. Yeah. We were going to get snow.
Wet weather isn't going to really come to an end, it feels like. Just one. And that's what we were saying earlier in the week is it's like one day you're dry, next day snow comes, and we're following the same pattern. A little bit of snow lingers today. Tomorrow, our Friday, dry skies completely. And then snow returns for the weekend. So here's the view outside. This is what we've got from our area Department of Transportation cameras, our traffic cameras, where things are looking okay on the roads. It looks like most of that inch of snow that came down overnight is not sticking to our roadways in the Spokane area. The parts that were hit hardest around the northwest, though, are up to the north of us. So you can see just around the Kettle Falls area, pushing all the way through North Idaho. We're expecting higher accumulations. North Idaho has picked up on more accumulating snow historically through this month of January than we've seen in Spokane. And I know plenty of viewers have mentioned that to me of just how much snow has come down over the month of January around the North Idaho area and just the northeast corner of Washington. So more is coming down as we start off now our Thursday morning. Winter storm warning persists through the noon hour, but this winter weather advisory expires at 6 a.m. So you can kind of see the boundaries where we've got this kind of blue purplish color. That's going to expire at 6 a.m. because most of those showers will have tapered off. Winter storm warning in the pink doesn't expire until noon because showers persist in that area in the form of snow. One thing that has helped us out tremendously is warmer temperatures overnight. A warm front came through. That's what's causing a lot of this snow, but temperatures in turn have warmed up tremendously. So 29 degrees right now in Spokane, 35 in Pullman, 26 in Coeur d'Alene, 34 in Lewiston to start off the morning. 12-hour forecast will keep those temperatures in about line with average. We'll warm up to the upper 30s and mid 30s into the afternoon. Although we are going to be dry for a good portion of the next several hours, we do still have some potential for snow and rain in the forecast as we get just past the noon hour. So tonight into your evening hours, we could see maybe an additional inch in the Spokane area, but things are expected to be pretty light. Again, a dry day on Friday, tomorrow, before more snow comes early Saturday. Jen?
All right, Evan, thank you so much. 5:02 now. Well, the snow just keeps coming and it's sticking on the roads. This morning, we do want to check in with Nicole Hernandez. Nicole, how are the roads today?
Yeah, Jen, good morning. So basically, we did get a little bit of snow, but the good news is that it's actually not really sticking on the roads too badly. There is still some snow on the roads, but this has pretty much been the best day so far for roads. Earlier in the week, we saw so much ice and snow on the roads. It was really hard for those morning commuters, but this morning, I think it'll be a little bit easier because that snow that we got earlier just barely stuck to the roads this morning. So earlier, there was just enough out here to where these people in these parking lots did have snow plows out. There was someone shoveling. I know it's early, but someone was shoveling this morning already. You can see there's one more person plowing still. So we got just enough to cause a little bit of trouble and just to be careful as you're out on the roads this morning. There is still some snow that's been lingering this whole week on the roads. So be careful. Give yourself some extra time as you're getting up and out. And it is still cold. Even though it's warmer, it's still cold and the roads are a little bit wet in some places. So just be careful of any ice patches that have formed. Live here in the South Hill, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
All right, thank you so much, Nicole. During an unusually warm December in Spokane, the city shelters and warming were rarely full, but now with the digits in the teens, that's changing fast. Jules Helping Hands on South Cannon Street says with the drop in temperatures, they're close to filling up every single night. City data shows there's been a space at other shelters this week with the total capacity of 780. But sometimes the only beds left are just for men or just for women. Some shelters also have barriers to enter.
We have people who are banned from other facilities, so that is mostly the population that's still out on the street.
On top of giving people a place to stay overnight, Jules Helping Hands is able to help people by giving them warm clothes, a shower, and connect them to services.
We've had 11 people get housing in the last month because they're able to get to their appointments, where out on the street, that's not a possibility.
Jules Helping Hands says it's all possible thanks to the fostering community in their shelters and with their neighbors.
It is 5:05 now on our Thursday morning. Spokane City Council's newest member, Betsy Wilkerson, is a familiar name in the Lilac City. She has served as president for the Women Helping Women Fund and the Carl Maxey Center. For 16 years, she served under 3 Washington state governors on the Commission of Judicial Conduct. She is the first African-American woman to serve on the city council in 20 years.
I have to lead for my grandchildren and truly for other children. And seeing someone looking like you in that position makes you even start to think it's possible.
She hopes her presence on the council will spark inspiration. This morning, I-90 across Snoqualmie Pass is open in both directions. This comes after multiple car crashes and spinouts. Stevens Pass is closed in both directions from Money Creek to the Summit. Highway 2 is open from the Summit to Leavenworth. Lookout Pass and 4th of July Pass are both open, but with very slick and snowy conditions. Spokane native Steve Gleason received the Congressional Gold Medal. It is the nation's highest civilian award. Congress awarded him that medal yesterday for his efforts raising awareness about ALS.
I suppose I don't see my story as a football story, or even an ALS story, but rather a human story. The truth is that we all experience pain in our lives. But I believe that the problems we face are our opportunity and define our human purpose.
Several celebrities were in attendance, including former teammate and current New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees and Spokane native astronaut Ann McClain. This morning, people stranded by snow on Stevens Pass are getting some help. Heavy snow this week cut off access to Skykomish. They were without food, internet, and other necessities. Yesterday, WashDOT crews escorted the group of volunteers across Highway 2, and they delivered some much-needed supplies. Governor Jay Inslee also freed up funds to help with snow and tree removal efforts in that area. Well, that's your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
Trending this week, we're hearing about a lot of new bills at the Idaho State House. And now the state is joining the national debate on decriminalizing drugs. A Boise senator wants to change the focus from punishment to treatment. We're going to dive a little bit deeper, but before we want to get your take. Do you think drug offenders should be punished more or less? Head to the KREM 2 app to vote now in our live poll. State Senator Grant Burgoyne introduced a personal bill. In case you aren't familiar, a personal bill is one that is printed but doesn't go through a print hearing. They aren't too common at the State House. Right now there's only 2, including this one. Coming up at 6, we'll take a closer look at other personal bills. So this bill would decriminalize drugs as long as they were used in a private place, but it would not legalize them. Senator Burgoyne says Idaho has a drug addiction problem, but we cannot arrest our way out of it.
We need new strategies. How we draw the lines between what is criminal conduct and not criminal conduct when it comes to drug possession and usage.
The bill isn't necessarily aimed at law enforcement either, but how resources are committed to in Idaho. The lawmaker says this is not a bill that is going to pass, but he's hoping it will start a conversation among legislatures. So we want you to join the conversation as well here this morning. Head to the KREM 2 app to vote now. Do you think drug offenders should be punished more or less? We'll be checking in with those results within the next half hour. I think just the concept of this bill is interesting, that they can bring it up just to start a conversation, knowing that it will not even get legalized.
Yeah, well, and it just comes to mind with different states and different areas decriminalizing smaller charges because of our amount of people that are in lockup today across the country. So I'm curious to see what people have to say this morning on that topic.
It's good that they're starting the conversation on how to help with addiction and all these different types of substances. All right, it is 5:09 now on your Thursday morning.
All right, still ahead on Up with KREM, President Trump's impeachment trial is moving forward. After the break, we'll connect the dots on what you can expect from the trial in the Senate.
And a Portland man accidentally threw his wallet in the washing machine. In our next half hour, how that little mistake almost cost him millions.